Your transformation will be full of disappointment. Hi, I'm Miriam and I'm a spiritual guide, and this message is for someone who is on the cusp of the next version of themselves, and they're finding that to be very disappointing and sad when they think that she'd be excited and revved up and ready to go. That is the energy of Aries this week. I'm no astrologer. I just follow it lovingly, and I really believe in the gifts and opportunities that the planets give us as they move through the sky and bring us pressure and release in various areas of our life. And let me tell you, there is a lot of pressure right now in the sign of Aries, the sign of initiation, the sign of newness, of rebirth, of the beginning, right? The curtains are being pulled back in such a way that we are seeing the core of the beginning of the true origin of who you are. And you're given an opportunity this week to ask yourself, like, really, truly, who am I in this incarnation? Who am I? Am I going to actually own who that is? Am I going to break free from karmic debts? Am I going to break free from agreements that I've made that I no longer align with? Am I going to give myself permission to fully open to and step into the true origin truth of who I am? And it's doing it in really disruptive ways because Aries is fiery and passionate and pretty immature, right? Like, there's this sense of Aries sometimes of like, I'm going to throw a tantrum because I didn't get what I want. That new, like, toddler energy of, like, out of control emotions. And also at the same time, you're stepping into this life with beautiful wisdom that you're carrying from multiple incarnations on this planet. And so you have the ability to tamper that immaturity with your lineage wisdom and birth through, like, use the combination of those energies to really birth through, pull through, open to this truth that is like a really deep core truth of this existence. Okay, so you're going to be going through also a grieving process this week where as you're releasing these versions of yourself that you've carried and adapted and maneuvered so far in your life with thoughts about who you thought you were, thought you should be, or maybe some goals you've carried for a long time that all of a sudden this week you're like, oh, that's not a goal anymore. Well, who am I if I don't have this goal? Who am I if I don't want this thing anymore? There's going to be disappointment. There's going to be a grieving process, and it's going to feel very tumultuous, very disruptive, right? Your task this week is to keep aligning to what is true. And if you aren't fully aware of that yet, if you know there's something stirring within you, but you haven't fully put your finger on it and know what that looks like so that you can start to voice it, simply make a prayer. Simply create a mantra that as life feels disruptive this week, I ask that you continue to align me to my true origin. I ask you to continue to remind me to step into the deepest version of myself. I ask you, so even if you don't know exactly what that looks like, but you know that you're being pulled through to that, you can still align your request for support to that understanding of what you know is happening, even if you don't know the details yet. Honestly, that's how most of life goes anyway. The details come after they've happened. Like, oh, that all makes sense now. So give yourself an opportunity to reach out for support, pray to your ancestors, pray to spirit, pray to life itself, right? I know all of us have complicated experiences through different veins of religion and cultural norms and understandings of who God is or what support looks like. You can allow all of those preconceived notions to burn up in this Aries fire and start fresh, start new, start voicing this connection and saying, I know there's something out there. I can feel it tugging on my heart. I can feel it beckoning me into the next evolution, the true evolution of who I am. And that same similar energy, I can't name it, but I know it. So I'm still going to speak to it. I'm still going to align to it. So give yourself that chance today and keep present, stay present. Don't engage explosive behaviors. Don't engage your toxic children or your toxic exes or your parents. Like, don't get caught up in that. That's a distraction, right? Give yourself an opportunity to feel through the grief, feel through the disappointment, and at the core of it, allow yourself to continue to align to what you know is being revealed to you, even if you can't specifically name it. Okay, hold on, hang in there. We're gonna move through. It's gonna grow in intensity, and that is okay, because you would not be here. I want you to hear me very clearly. You would not be here on this planet in this time if you weren't capable of holding this expansion, right? You would not be here. You would be ducked out and opting to dip in at a different timeline. But the earth needs your participation to anchor this change, right? So it's a twofold mission this week. Stay connected for your own sake, and stay connected to fulfill your promise and your work in this specific collective experience. Okay, bye.